When life hurts too much, you do not need to be stronger. You need to be softer. My friend, if you are watching this, you have carried something heavy for a very long time. Maybe loss, maybe heartbreak, maybe a loneliness that never quite leaves. And you have tried to be strong. You have tried to smile through it. You have tried to carry on as if nothing has changed. But something has changed. You have changed, and the weight is real. You wake up tired, not the kind of tired that sleep can fix, the kind that lives in your bones, that follows you through the day like a shadow you cannot shake. You go through the motions. You do what needs to be done, but inside there is a heaviness that no one sees. You have tried everything: positive thinking, staying busy, distracting yourself with work, with people, with anything that might make you forget for just a moment. But the pain finds you in the quiet hours, in the spaces between words, in the moments when you are alone with yourself and there is nowhere left to run. And maybe you wonder if this is just your life now. Maybe you look at other people and think joy is for them, not for you. Maybe you have started to believe that you are broken, that something is wrong with you, that you should have healed by now, that you should be past this. But my friend, listen closely. Your exhaustion is not failure. Your pain is not weakness. You have not done anything wrong. The world taught you to be strong, to push through, to never break. And so you have been trying to be strong, trying to hold it together, trying to be the person everyone expects you to be. But strength is not always what it looks like. Sometimes strength is pretending, sometimes strength is performing, and sometimes, my friend, strength is what breaks us. You have been carrying this weight alone, smiling when you want to cry, saying you are fine when you are falling apart, showing up when all you want to do is disappear, and no one knows, no one sees, because you have learned to hide it so well. But I see you. I see what you carry, the grief you have never fully mourned, the hurt you have never fully expressed, the loneliness that sits beside you even in crowded rooms. I see the way you give to others while your own heart is empty, the way you hold space for everyone else while no one holds space for you. You are not imagining this pain. It is real, it is valid, and it does not make you weak. It makes you human. It makes you someone who has loved deeply, who has hoped fully, who has opened your heart to this world, even when this world did not always handle it gently. So if you are sitting here right now, feeling like you cannot do this anymore, feeling like the weight is too much, feeling like you are too tired to keep fighting, I want you to understand something. This message is for you. This moment is for you. And what I am about to share with you might change everything. Because, my friend, there is a way forward, not the way the world tells you, not the way that asks you to be stronger, to try harder, to push through one more time, but a way that is softer, quieter, truer, a way that does not demand you carry what you have been carrying, a way that does not ask you to pretend anymore. I see you. I see what you carry, and I want you to understand something. You are exactly where you need to be, even in this pain, even in this heaviness, even in this moment of feeling like you cannot go on. You are exactly where you need to be. And there is a reason you found this message today, but here is what most people do not understand. You are not just carrying pain, you are carrying two weights, the hurt itself and the war against the hurt. Every morning you wake up and the first thing you do is fight. You fight the sadness, you fight the heaviness, you fight the feeling that something is wrong with you. You demand that today be different. You tell yourself you should be over this by now. You push yourself to feel better, to be better, to move on already. And every night you lie down disappointed because the pain is still there, because you are still tired, because nothing changed the way you wanted it to. And so you punish yourself. You tell yourself you are not trying hard enough. You are not strong enough. You are failing at something everyone else seems to do easily. My friend, this is the war, and it is exhausting you more than the pain itself. You replay what happened over and over, like if you could just understand it differently, it would hurt less. You ask why. Why did this happen to me? Why can I not let this go? Why am I still stuck here when everyone else has moved on? You search for what you did wrong, what you could have done differently, how you could have prevented this, and when you cannot find the answers, you turn that questioning inward. You decide something must be broken in you, something must be wrong with the way you process things, the way you feel things, the way you heal. Because if you were normal, if you were doing this right, you would be fine by now. But my friend, listen closely. The world taught you this. The world taught you to be strong, to push through, to never break, to keep going no matter what. And so you learned that feeling pain means you are weak, that needing time means you are failing, that struggling means something is wrong with you. You learned to hide your hurt, to smile when you wanted to cry, to say you are fine when you are falling apart. You learned that people do not want to see your pain. They want to see your strength, your resilience, your ability to bounce back quickly and keep moving forward. And so you have been trying so hard, trying to be what everyone expects, trying to heal on a timeline that makes sense to everyone else, trying to carry this weight without letting anyone see how heavy it really is. But this is what breaks us, not the pain, the fight against the pain, the resistance, the refusal to let it be what it is, the constant demand that it leave, that it end, that it stop disrupting our lives and making us feel this way. Stop asking why. Stop replaying. Stop punishing. The pain came. It is here. You did not invite it. You did not deserve it. And you are not keeping it here by feeling it. It is here because something happened that hurt you. And that is allowed. Do you understand what I am saying? You are allowed to hurt. You are allowed to be exactly where you are. You are allowed to take as long as you need. There is no timeline for healing. There is no right way to do this. There is only your way. And your way is allowed to be slow. It is allowed to be messy. It is allowed to be nonlinear. The war you are fighting, the war against your own pain, is what makes it unbearable. Because you are not just feeling the hurt. You are feeling the hurt and fighting the hurt and judging yourself for having the hurt all at the same time. And my friend, that is too much. That is what is breaking you. Your pain is not the problem. Your war against your pain is the problem, and fighting its presence only feeds it. The more you resist, the stronger it becomes. The more you push it away, the tighter it holds on. The more you tell yourself you should not feel this way, the more you feel exactly this way. This is what I need you to understand. Not because I want you to give up, but because I want you to stop carrying what you were never meant to carry. The pain is enough. You do not need to add the weight of fighting it. You do not need to add the shame of feeling it. You do not need to add the judgment of still carrying it. So now, my friend, I want to tell you something that might change everything. The way forward is not to fight the pain, it is to stop resisting it. Not because pain is good, not because you should want it or welcome it or pretend it does not hurt, but because resistance is what traps it inside you. When you clench around pain, when you tighten every part of yourself against it, you hold it prisoner. You lock it in, and it has nowhere to go. But when you soften, when you stop demanding that it leave, when you stop fighting its presence, something shifts. Not immediately, not magically, but slowly, quietly, the grip loosens. Think of it this way. You are holding sand in your fist. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. But when you open your hand, when you soften your grip, the sand can fall away naturally. This is what happens with pain when we stop clenching around it. You do not heal by running. You do not heal by pretending. You do not heal by staying busy enough to forget. You heal by sitting with what is, by letting the tears come when they come, by speaking the truth you have been hiding, by resting when you are tired instead of forcing yourself forward. This is not the way the world teaches us. The world says, keep moving, stay strong, do not stop, do not break. And so we learn to outrun our pain. We fill every moment with noise, with tasks, with distractions. We exhaust ourselves trying to stay one step ahead of the feeling that is chasing us. But my friend, you cannot outrun what lives inside you. Eventually, you have to stop. Eventually, you have to turn around and face what you have been running from. And when you do, when you finally stop running and sit with it, you discover something surprising. It is not as unbearable as you thought. Not when you stop fighting it. The fighting is what makes it unbearable. The resistance, the constant no, 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 this should not be happening. I should not feel this way. I need this to stop. That struggle, that war, that is what exhausts you. That is what makes the pain feel endless. Let me tell you what I have learned. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is just a visitor. It comes. It stays for a while. And if we do not fight it, if we do not feed it with our resistance, it eventually moves through us and leaves. But when we fight it, when we resist it, we give it power. We give it permanence. We turn temporary pain into chronic suffering. So what does it mean to stop resisting? It means you let yourself feel what you feel, without judgment, without shame, without the story that something is wrong with you for feeling this way. You let the sadness be sadness. You let the grief be grief. You let the heaviness be heavy. And you do not add to it by telling yourself you should not feel this way. It means you stop apologizing for your pain to yourself, to others. You stop pretending you are fine when you are not fine. You stop performing strength when what you need is rest. You stop forcing yourself to heal on a timeline that makes sense to everyone else. It means you give yourself permission. Permission to move slowly. Permission to take up space with your hurt. Permission to need what you need without justifying it. Permission to be exactly where you are, even if where you are is hard. And my friend, this is not weakness. This is not giving up. This is wisdom. This is knowing that the only way through is through, not around, not over, not by pretending it is not there, but by walking straight into it with open hands and a soft heart. When you do this, when you finally stop fighting and start allowing, something miraculous happens. The pain does not disappear, but it changes, it softens. It becomes something you can hold instead of something that holds you. It becomes something you can carry instead of something that buries you. You begin to understand that you can feel pain and still find moments of peace. You can grieve and still laugh. You can be sad and still be okay. These things can exist together. They do not cancel each other out. You are large enough to hold all of it. This is not giving up, my friend. This is giving in. And there is wisdom in knowing the difference. Giving up means you stop caring. Giving in means you stop fighting. One is defeat, the other is surrender. And sometimes surrender is the bravest thing you can do. Now, my friend, I need to tell you something important. As you begin to soften, as you begin to allow yourself to feel what you feel, you must also learn to protect yourself. Because not everyone can hold your pain with gentle hands. Some people will tell you to move on. They will say it has been long enough. They will suggest you are dwelling, that you are stuck, that you need to let it go and get back to your life. They mean well, but they do not understand that healing cannot be rushed, that grief has its own timeline, that pain does not follow a schedule. Some will grow uncomfortable with your sadness. They will ask you to be lighter, happier, more like you used to be, not because they do not care about you, but because your pain reminds them of their own, because they do not know how to sit with heaviness, because they need you to be okay so they can feel okay. And my friend, do not let their discomfort become your shame. Do not apologize for taking up space with your hurt. Do not shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Do not perform joy when what you feel is sorrow. Their inability to hold your pain is not proof that your pain is too much. It is proof that they are not the right people to hold it. So protect your path. Guard your healing. Not everyone deserves access to the parts of you that are still tender. Not everyone has earned the right to witness your vulnerability. And that is okay. You are allowed to be selective. You are allowed to choose who sees you in your most fragile moments. Find the ones who can sit with you in the dark, the ones who do not rush you toward the light, the ones who say, I am here, and mean it, the ones who do not need you to be better to stay, the ones who understand that healing is not linear and love is not conditional on your happiness. These people are rare, but they exist, and they will not ask you to explain your pain. They will not demand that you justify how long it is taking. They will not measure your progress or compare your journey to anyone else's. They will simply hold space. And that space, my friend, is where healing happens. Stop explaining your pain to people who have never known it. Stop defending your timeline to people who have never walked your path. Stop trying to make people understand who are not willing to listen. You do not owe anyone an explanation. You do not owe anyone your story. You do not owe anyone proof that your hurt is real. And stop performing strength for a world that has never asked how you are truly feeling. You have been so good at hiding, so good at pretending, so good at carrying on as if nothing is wrong. But my friend, you are tired, and it is okay to stop performing. It is okay to let the mask fall. It is okay to be exactly as broken as you feel. Move in silence. Heal in silence. Let your recovery be private. Let your transformation be quiet, not because you are ashamed, but because some things are too sacred to share with people who cannot honor them. Some things need to stay protected while they are still growing. You are like a seed in the ground right now, and seeds do not grow in the spotlight. They grow in the darkness, in the quiet, in the hidden places where no one is watching, and that is where you need to be, protected, recovered, given time and space to become what you are meant to become. There will be people who want to see you healed before you are ready, who want to celebrate your progress before the work is done, who want to tell your story before you have finished living it. Do not let them. Your healing is yours. Your timeline is yours. Your story is yours to tell when you are ready, if you ever choose to tell it at all. This is not about isolating yourself. This is not about pushing everyone away. This is about discernment. This is about knowing the difference between people who can hold you and people who will drop you, between people who will support your healing and people who will question it, between people who will honor your pace and people who will rush you. You are allowed to protect yourself, my friend, even from good people, even from people who love you, even from people who mean well but do not understand. You are allowed to say, I cannot talk about this right now. You are allowed to say, I need space. You are allowed to say, I am not ready, and you do not need to explain why. Protect the tender parts, the parts that are still raw, the parts that are still healing, the parts that cannot yet bear the weight of other people's opinions or expectations or timelines. Those parts are sacred, and they deserve to be guarded. And now, my friend, I want to tell you about what is coming, not to give you false hope, but to speak truth over your future. Because a time will come when this pain is not the loudest thing in your life, not because it disappeared, not because you finally fixed yourself or figured it all out, but because you made room for other things to grow beside it. You learned to hold both, the grief and the gratitude, the sorrow and the joy, the breaking and the beauty, and you discovered that you are large enough to contain all of it. Joy will return. I promise you this, not the shallow kind, not the kind that pretends nothing ever hurt, but the deep kind, the kind that knows sorrow and chose to bloom anyway. The kind that has been broken and put itself back together with gold in the cracks. The kind that is richer, fuller, more real because of what you have survived. You will laugh again, and when you do, you will not feel guilty for it. You will cry again too, and that will also be okay, because you will have learned by then that healing is not about choosing one or the other. It is about making space for both to exist, about letting yourself be the full, complicated, contradictory human that you are. You will look back one day and realize you survived the thing you thought would end you, the pain that felt permanent, the darkness that felt endless, the weight that felt impossible to carry. You will realize you walked through it, not around it, not over it, but straight through the center of it, and you came out the other side. And you will be different, softer, more tender, more careful with yourself and with others who are hurting. You will be wiser, not because you have all the answers, but because you stopped needing them. You will be more able to hold both the beauty and the breaking of this world, to see the light and the shadow, to love deeply even though you know loss, to hope gently even though you know disappointment. This is what pain does when we stop fighting it. It does not destroy us. It transforms us. It cracks us open. And yes, my friend, it hurts. The breaking hurts. But what grows in the broken places is something you could never have planted in soil that was never disturbed. Something deeper, something truer, something that could only grow in ground that has been torn apart and put back together. You are not broken. This is what I need you to hear. You are not broken. You are breaking open. And there is a difference. Broken things need to be fixed, but breaking open is how the light gets in. It is how we make space for what we could not hold before. It is how we become who we were always meant to be. So do not ask yourself to be stronger right now. Do not demand that you heal faster or feel better or get back to who you used to be. You will never be who you used to be, and that is not a loss. That is transformation. Ask yourself instead to be kinder to the part of you that is hurting, to the part that is tired, to the part that is still learning how to hold all of this. Be gentle with yourself, my friend, on the days when you can barely get out of bed, on the days when the simplest tasks feel impossible, on the days when you wonder if you will ever feel like yourself again. Be gentle. You are doing something incredibly hard. You are learning to live with pain without letting it define you. You are learning to soften without giving up. You are learning to hope without demanding certainty. And life, my friend, life is going to work out for you. Not perfectly. There is no such thing as perfect, but beautifully, in ways you cannot yet imagine, in ways that will surprise you, in ways that will make you grateful for every single step of this difficult journey, even the ones that nearly broke you. The right people are coming, the ones who will see you, the ones who will hold you, the ones who will love you not in spite of your pain, but with full knowledge of it. The peace you are seeking is closer than you think. The joy you have been missing will find its way back to you, not all at once, but slowly, gently, in moments that catch you off guard and remind you that you are still alive, that you are still here, that you are still capable of feeling. So carry this with you when the pain feels too heavy, when the journey feels too long, when you wonder if any of this will ever get easier. Remember that you are not walking this path to arrive somewhere. You are walking it to become someone softer, someone wiser, someone who knows how to hold both joy and sorrow in the same hand. You are exactly where you need to be, even in this pain, even in this uncertainty, even in this moment of not knowing what comes next. You are exactly where you need to be, and that is enough. You are enough. You have always been enough. Be well, my friend. May you find rest for your weary soul. May you find gentleness when you need it most. And may you remember, even on the hardest days, that you are deeply, quietly loved. You have tried everything: positive thinking, staying busy, distracting yourself with work, with people, with anything that might make you forget for just a moment. But the pain finds you in the quiet hours, in the spaces between words, in the moments when you are alone with yourself and there is nowhere left to run. And maybe you wonder if this is just your life now. Maybe you look at other people and think joy is for them, not for you. Maybe you have started to believe that you are broken, that something is wrong with you, that you should have healed by now, that you should be past this. But my friend, listen closely. Your exhaustion is not failure. Your pain is not weakness. You have not done anything wrong.